And here's some more breaking news coming in. Robert Vadra has hit out at the centre over its policy. Vadra on his Facebook account has said, and I quote, that government has reached its level of desperation to overcome the initial blunder it created, unquote. Now this, remember, comes as the fresh face-off between the banks and petrol pump owners is unfolding, where the petrol pump owners had threatened not to accept plastic currency. So Robert Vadra with his take on that, and Prashant is with me on the phone line now. Prashant, the line of attack that Robert Vadra has taken is surely going to be the lead line also for the other opposition parties.
Well, that's absolutely right, and it is not the first time that Robert Vadra has actually, come out and attacked the center of demonetization. Remember, just 15 days back, he in another Facebook post had targeted the government, where he said he was feeling for the people and the pain that the people were going through because of the demonetization. And today's attack is the fresh attack on the center, wherein he says that the government has already reached this level of desperation. He's calling the government demonetization move as desperate, and is also accusing the government of, first pushing the people to use cashless means of transaction, and now with for the fact that they have lack of coordination with banks and their policies are being forced, petrol pumps have now come to, say that we will not be accepting the plastic money, we will not be accepting payments to the card. So this is very big, and this will perhaps be the line of attack of entire opposition. This is just that the morning has just started. News developed late last evening, and today, as the day progresses, the attacks will only get sharper and sharper from the opposition, with now Robert Vadra setting its own as far as the opposition's attack line is concerned.
Right, and also interestingly, Prashant, like you mentioned, this is not for the first time that Robert Vadra has raised his voice against government's demonetization policy. And we remember last time when he did that, the BJP refused to even take him seriously, but that doesn't deter Robert Vadra or the Congress to go ahead and attack.
Well, that's absolutely right. And in fact, I was the one who had questioned the BJP over that Facebook post that Robert Vadra had posted. And BJP was of the clear view that he would not give any importance to Robert Vadra's statement because he was not someone who was on the political life. But then one has to understand that Robert Vadra is someone who is taken very seriously in the Delhi politics, in fact, Indian politics, for the very fact that he is the son-in-law of the first family of India, the son-in-law of Gandhi family. But today, the statement that has come, it is a very important one, and as you rightly said, this must set the tone, must set the line of attack for the opposition, at least the Congress party.
Right. So this, in fact, fresh face-off between the banks and, of course, the petrol pump owners has led to this fresh attack from the opposition as well. Prashant, thanks very much for the moment for joining us with those inputs. Okay, in fact, this is the Facebook post of Robert Vadra, who is hitting out at the centre over its policy. Remember, it is not for the first time that Robert Vadra has questioned the government's demonetization scheme. Earlier also, he had come out with a Facebook post criticizing it, and now he says that the government has reached its level of desperation to overcome the initial blunder. GVL Narasimha Rao of the BJP joining me on the phone line now. GVL, I remember last time when Robert Vadra had posted such a status update on Facebook, you said that I refuse to take him seriously. First, he should disclose, in public life, where does he stand as far as the Congress is concerned. Today, what would you have to say on this fresh line of attack that he's taken vis-a-vis the face-off between the petrol pump owners and the banks?
No, I think we know that one of the persons who is deeply affected by this attack on black money and the cashless economy is people like Robert Vadra. I think one can understand the pain and agony that he goes through, and the scores of people like him go through. This is his own frustration speaking. I think the entire family seems to have suffered a stroke at the attack on black money. Robert Vadra, Rahul Gandhi, and the entire family seems to be really in a state of crisis. Beyond
that, that may be your opinion on how the family is reacting, but GVL, we cannot ignore the fact that there is a face-off between petrol pump owners and bankers, and of course the common man was going to suffer. Just at the last minute the government stepped in, and it has only been deferred till January 13th.
Yeah, I would have answered that question had you not brought in Robert Vadra into this, because I don't respond to comments by people like Robert Vadra But as far as your question about the petrol bunk system, that's something that the matter has now been put off. And you see, a lot of people used to pay by credit and debit cards even earlier. So I'm really surprised as to why this, even before demonetization, petrol bunks used to accept debit and credit cards. So what were the charges earlier? It's possible their usage has substantially gone up after demonetization. And how this is impacting them, I think these are issues that the government will certainly take look into. Whatever needs to be done to ensure and to promote digital transactions and cashless economy is something that the government will seriously pursue, and the government will do everything possible to ensure that the common man does not suffer on account of using digital transactions, and at the same time, the government will ensure that even the businessmen don't have much to worry about. So,
the reason why we bring in Robert Vadra's Facebook post, GVL, is because it is definitely setting the tone of the line of attack that opposition parties are going to take. But for the moment, thanks very much for joining us. In fact, after petrol pump owners threatened to stop accepting plastic currency after banks announced a levy of 1% on card payments, the government was forced to step in. Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said that the decision has now been deferred till January 13th. The ministry also said that the move is binding and that the banks must figure out a way to incorporate this particular move.